The Kaveri engine, officially known as the GTX-35VS, has been one of those classic Indian technology sagas. Ambitious, frustrating, and honestly, full of hard lessons. Work began in the mid-1980s, right alongside the light combat aircraft Tejas program. The idea was straightforward, but bold: build an indigenous afterburning turbofan that could power our own fighters and end the reliance on imported engines like the American GE F404. The target was solid performance, enough thrust to let a lightweight fighter like the Tejas maneuver and fight effectively at supersonic speeds. But reality hit hard. Early versions struggled with thrust shortfalls, ran too heavy, overheated in the turbine section, and suffered from compressor issues. Materials science, especially single crystal blades that could handle extreme temperatures, wasn't mature enough in India at the time. Testing facilities were limited, so teams had to ship engines to Russia for high-altitude trials on an Ilyushin Il-76 flying testbed. Funding was modest compared to what other countries pour into similar projects, and requirements kept shifting as the Tejas itself evolved. By 2008, the original Kaveri was quietly delinked from the Tejas to avoid holding up that critical program. Today, Tejas squadrons fly with proven foreign engines, which get the job done but, remind everyone of the dependency. People outside the defense community often label the whole effort a failure. Inside, though, engineers saw it as the painful but necessary price of entering one of the toughest fields in engineering. Only a handful of countries truly mastered jet propulsion, the physics of squeezing air at high speeds, mixing fuel precisely, and keeping everything from melting at 1500 degrees Celsius plus while handling violent maneuvers. India was learning those lessons the hard way. The biggest bright spot right now is the Dry Kaveri, the non-afterburning version tailored for the stealthy Ghatak unmanned combat aerial vehicle. This 13-ton flying wing drone is designed for deep strike missions where staying hidden matters more than raw speed. The Dry variant delivers around 49 to 52 kilonewtons of thrust, which suits its long endurance, low signature profile perfectly. Godrej Aerospace delivered the first production quality unit, D1, in September 2025. The Ministry of Defense has drawn a clear line in the sand to certify the Dry Kaveri by the end of 2026. That milestone is key to getting full cabinet approval for the Ghatak program and moving into serious development. A massive 39,000 crore rupee proposal tied to the remotely piloted strike aircraft, which is actually the formal name for the Ghatak effort, could mean orders for dozens of these engines. This honestly gives the entire Kaveri family a genuine second chance. Meanwhile, the recent Afterburner test that Rajnath Singh witnessed used a redesigned module developed with BrahMos aerospace input. It pushed the derivative closer to the performance sweet spot for potential future applications. Weight has come down through better materials and design tweaks, and indigenous content is climbing toward 85 to 88%. GTRE is already looking ahead to a Kaveri 2.0, an evolved afterburning version. Will the original full Kaveri ever fly operationally in Tejas squadrons? Probably not in its first-generation form. The thrust gap and time pressures make that unrealistic. But its technology isn't dead. Derivatives are finding a practical home in unmanned platforms, and upgraded wet versions could still appear in midlife upgrades or other roles if reliability keeps improving. India hasn't cracked every core technology yet. The hottest turbine sections remain challenging. But the knowledge built over 2,500 plus test hours, an indigenous digital engine control system, and certified materials is real progress. By the end of 2026, if the Dry Kaveri clears certification as planned, it could become the first indigenous aero engine to enter a major Indian program in decades. It won't magically end all engine imports overnight. Future fighters may still start with proven foreign cores. But it changes the mindset. If the current momentum holds through rigorous testing and industrial scaling, this long, winding road could finally lead to daylight. The work continues, and for the first time in a while, the horizon feels genuinely brighter. Thank you for watching till the end, and if you found the video insightful, hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.